Set 5 may be just around the corner, but of course it is still time to talk about set 4 decks, and today is going to be the feature for my personal main deck of ranked this season, which is Nextage. So Chronojet got some really good support in this set. Some of the support did not look as good on launch, but ended up being super important, especially in the current meta. So today we're going to be taking a look at Chronojet post support in set 4. We still have a few more decks for set 4 to do. We still have Asha that I haven't completed yet actually, plus Altmile, so we're going to get to those a bit later, and still a few Fighters Collection decks, plus like random event clan decks as well. So plenty more Zero content coming. It's just that, I've been, climbing for Gavrail with just Chronojet, and then I spent a few days not really playing Zero because of, Master Duel release, so that definitely slowed things down a little bit. But it's still going to be a good time, and we're going to be back on the grind and hopefully catch up. And of course, depends on, how things go for the next set as well. But let's take a look at the deck here that we're using today. And so this is like a list that popped up on some like the big Japanese players. And I copied it down, made some changes, and I've been really having fun, like not just fun, but a lot of success with it too. So this is updated Nextage. I think you guys in Global just got this Chrono skin as well. And let me tell you, this deck is really, really good. I've been having a lot of success with it, having really a lot of fun with it, and I do recommend it to anyone that's climbing in any season when this deck is viable. Alright, so let's break it down. We're not going to spend too much time on the old cards, Chronojet. At this point, you should be pretty familiar with what he does. I want to just spend time kind of featuring the new cards, the new additions to this deck, because of course you guys can check out the first Chronojet deck and fight for kind of the core of the deck to really know what it's all about. So what are the new changes / the kind of changes in ratio? So the first thing is we have a new starter. There's the Counterblast 1 go to solo, get top 5 for grade 3, so the grade 3 Searcher. The reason why we use this is that the other one is just too slow. It's just too slow, and sometimes we just need to, we don't have Chronojet, we need to, or we don't have Chronojet or Badifu, and we just need to find them, right? We just need to find them, and if you have the Great 3s in hand, you can spin this away with Fate Rider, which is usually our first stride. Speaking of Badifu, Badifu is a very good card. Most importantly is his second skill. He says, when you stride over him for that turn, your Vanguard gets a following ability. You can Counterblast 1 in main phase, once per turn, to search your deck for Chronojet Dragon and make it your heart, and then choose the Badifu heart and put it to the bottom of your deck. So it literally is 4 more copies of Chronojet, but keep in mind that you swap in main phase, so you will lose 1 turn of using Chronojet's skill to spin the front row, so that is something you have to keep in mind. Otherwise, he has a rearguard skill, which is GB1 when he hits the Vanguard. You can Counterblast 1 and choose an opponent's front row rearguard and put it to the bottom of the deck, so if they keep a grade 3 in front or something, that's a target. My one of draw, because I do want to play 9 draws down this deck because of Nextage, is just the Editor, just because Editor in Clan Collection, that's it. You can play literally anything in this slot. You can play 1 crit, but I personally prefer draws, especially after Nextage, so feel free to explore with whatever for this one-up slot. It can be virtually anything. It can be a Legion, but then I don't have space for the Legion mates, so we're not playing that. Down to 1 GG because we just call her out with Fate Rider usually, or upstream, and then we're done with her. Literally use her once per game, that's it. But it's still a valuable draw, wait to use her soul. And most importantly is a new grade 1, which is the Steam Fighter Urunigin. So his skill is GB1 rearguard circle once per turn. During your main phase, when one of your opponent's rearguards is put back to the deck by your card's ability, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Chronojet, countercharge 1. So this is a really good card because at first people were like, oh, but you usually put stuff back to deck with Chronojet skill in the right phase, right? So this doesn't work. But yeah, technically it doesn't, but we've put back Relic Master Dragon and not the Glimmer Breath Relic Master, who says non-GB1, so this can be done on turn 2 even. Vanguard rearguard circle when placed, Counterblast 2, choose an opponent's grade 2 or lower rearguard and put it back to the deck. So this card is really, really nice because, technically Glimmer Breath is still better, but we don't really have the soul for it because we want to use 2 soul for GG every game, and then we'll if we use a star, we have 1 more soul for the whole game, and if we didn't, we have no more soul for the whole game. So this way we can run Relic Master, and his CB2 becomes a CB1 if we have this guy on board. If you have 3 of him on the board, which has happened, then he literally refunds you a Counterblast, which is also really sick. So I think that he is a really nice card, and being able to early game also bounce some stuff is really cool because sometimes your opponent will put something down to the back row, it's not overdraw, and you can just punish them for that. And things like that, you know, just like get rid of some pesky targets. But of course, we still play 2 counterchargers on hit Vanguard. 2 counterchargers, still good. And then of course the Ishin is our resist card, which is still very big in this meta. So like literally this meta is full of front row, retire, lock, bind, like all kinds of removals. So Ishin is super important because she has resist, and of course on top of that, you know, for the Ragnarok turn, she's really huge because once per turn, when your opponent's spear card is put back to deck by your card's ability, you can count +1 to give her the skill that she cannot be guarded by grade 0s. So that's pretty good. When your opponent's at 4, use Ragnarok, and you know, you swing with another rear to push them to 5 and then swing with her for game, like that also works. But I think the sore thumb here that definitely sticks out the most is our good friend Upstream Dragon. So Upstream Dragon is no stranger to people that played the TCG back then, especially if you played Time Leap, because it was a very important component, because it says GB1 Rearguard Circle, when it attacks the Vanguard, you may give it +4000, and if you did, at the end of that battle, he goes back to the deck and you search your deck for a grade 1 and call it as rest. So why this card at first seemed really bad, right? This was like, oh, why would I want to clear my own intercept? Like, I need to have intercept to survive in this game, right? But then turns out that you need to literally empty out your front row. Like against Messiahs, you do not want to have a front row. Against Gear Chronicle, you do not want to have a front row. Against like Vanquisher, no front row. Blade Master, no front row. Like, do not give them the front row pop as much as possible, especially against Messiahs, which are really popular in ladder right now too. So with this, not only does he replace himself into a GG or into a countercharger, but he also is a solo swinger. Like, he swings for 13 unboosted, which is really, really strong. That means that you can actually save cards in hand for the next stage discard without having to commit, right? And if you do commit a booster, then you're going to be able to still swing for over 16. So that's also really, really good. So yeah, like, it's so good. This card is really, really good and very underestimated. And now finally we have the G-Zone. So my G-Zone has changed a lot over this week. Yeah, mostly over this last week where I've been playing the Gavrail season quite seriously. At first I was running 1 Upheaval, 1, what was it? So I was also playing 1 Chronos Command, because of course that lets you punish people that overcommit. But every single time I found myself missing the second Ragnarok pair. Like, Ragnarok is so huge, and I had to put it back to 4. Like, honestly, Ragnarok feels like a 4-of. It really is starting to feel more of a 4-of, even though I said at the start, you only need 2. Hey, starting from set 4, you get set 1 packs in the VP rewards, maybe you get lucky, pull yourself some more copies. So I think 4 of Ragnarok feels very necessary now as like your second and / third stride. But if you have a big hand, you go for our new friend, Chronodragon Nextage. So of course, this super popular, fan favorite, beautiful unit is sadly not that great in 0 compared to how great he was in the TCG, because he says GB2 at the end of the battle, attack the Vanguard. If your heart is a Chronojet, count +1 G Persona Blast and discard 3 to put this unit back into the G-Zone face up, and then stand your Vanguard and draw 2. So the reason why this was easy to use in the TCG is that you would attack, drive check 3, and the drive checks will go to your hand, and then you just discard them to use the skill. So it was very, very easy. In here, you need to have, like, start of turn, discard 1 for stride, you'll get it back, and then call 2 cards to the front row to be able to attack, and then call a booster behind Chronojet because you want to make the Chronojet swing be lethal, and then still have discard 3. So like, and that's not including any other boosters you might have had to commit on top of that, right? So it's like, this next stage, it's really good when you've seen that your opponent like doesn't really have a way to guard the Chronojet swing. So then you go for it, right? Or if you have like a huge hand, but most of it is like normal units, and you want to, like, you know, use the skill to draw into 2 PGs, for example, then it's really good. But generally speaking, we mostly just go for Ragnarok. But if you don't have 4 Ragnarok, like I said, I played 1 Upheaval to counter the resist boards, because that's the only way to clear resist in this deck, plus playing 1 of the Chronos Command to punish people that overcommit, or you can play 1 Mystery Flare, and of course Harmonix is there to fight the Messiah matchup, because not just the Messiah matchup, but also just like Link Joker in general, right? Chaos is probably going to get supported soon, so that's another thing to be afraid of. So yeah, that's the explanation of the deck. Let's get into some games. We're currently at a 3-win streak. I'm literally climbing with this deck all the time right now in the ladder, because I'm trying to finish top 100 for Gavrail season. I'm still like top 200 right now, but you know, the top 100 keeps going up by 1 legend a day, whereas I'm climbing like 3 legends at a time. So I'm, you know, normally by that logic, because everyone's playing Master Duel, I'll be able to catch up, hopefully. Alright, we're playing against Tomari. It's Link Joker. Alright, Maharalaya. Let's have a good one. Good morning. I forgot, didn't read the last word. Alright, this opening hand is pretty okay. We start off with our rides. Keep, as I said, Buddyfu is a good replacement. Like, you know, it'll find you the Chronojet. Otherwise, we can use the Great Researcher to find the Chronojet too. So that's also good. Okay, Link Joker Deleters. Haven't run into that in a while, but looks cool. Looks cool. And very Schwarzschild-centered sleevery. So that's also interesting. Very dedicated sleeve choice. Alright, we have a lot of Great Threes in hand, but not the right one. So we're gonna try to fish for one with the starter, I think. But we'll see. Alright. Heal pops, which is good. A whiffed heal is always a nice sight. So our turn 2 is usually also very mild, like we just ride swing pass. And especially in this matchup, like upstream as well as Ishin will be super important in fighting this matchup. So let's keep that in mind here. Alright. We drew into the GG early, which happens rarely, but it does happen. So here we can use this, the starter. Don't fight anything, that's actually okay. And now use the GG to see if we can draw into the Chronojet. Or draw into anything for that matter, to be honest. Draw into another Ishin, which is going to be very important. So we're going to end up riding Buddyfu. So we're going to lose out on one, you know, rewind. But at the same time, that means that, you know, he might just commit more resist, right? He's playing this card just because of the resist. Chances are he might commit it here too. Is he gonna use his skill here? I think he is. I think he's going for the delete. I haven't played against deleters in a really long time, so it's kind of catching me off guard. First time I see the G-era card frame being deleted too, so that's kinda fascinating. Alright, yep, he's gonna just put up a resist, which honestly for me this is completely fine because I will now, like, I don't actually lose out on not spinning. But yeah, the leaders did get support in the last set, so that's kind of nice. Ooh, 2 heals and drop means like if he runs the Legion, that's kind of problematic. Okay, Chronojet, we draw into PG, which is very good. That's good to see. Alright, do I have to discard for this? I do have to discard for this. Let's discard the Erudu then, and ride Buddyfu, and then discard the other one. Or, yeah, could discard the Stride Fodder instead, I guess. Just to be careful in case we have to rewrite again. No, but we don't, because we literally just, we undelete by striding, so yeah, we're fine. We're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling. Alright. We're using a little bit of CB this turn, but not too much, which is also good. So we're going to activate the Buddyfu skill first to replace the Chronojets. You know, put this into the heart, put this in, under the bottom of the deck, so you get to see that boost in consistency, which we definitely like quite a lot. Here I think what we want to do is find either an upstream or a counter charger. I'm thinking what I want more. I haven't seen the lock rate 2 yet, and I'm kind of afraid of it. So I'm thinking we might just go for like double resist. I think we go for double resist here. Let's call this out. It's a bit of a hard decision, but I think it's the right way to go about it. Alright, cool. So with this, we have some resist. We have a grade 1 that even if he locks, I don't really mind that much. Which the leader locks are not soft locks like the Messiah ones. They are annoyingly permanent, or at least for the turn. Alright, GG coming out after being sent back. And the heal pops as well, so we go down to 2, which is also great. So far, so good. So far, so good. Alright, sending our opponent to 3. This is the new deleter card that was added this set. What does it do again? When you ride a combos 2 and discard 2 deleters, delete your opponent's Vanguard and choose 2 of your opponent's reguards and lock them. Pretty good. And he gets 3k when it attacks the Vanguard, so it's not bad, but not against this board. Not against this board. My draws are really lacking, so there's definitely going to be like a second stride Ragna to just kind of be annoying. Getting double resist, that's all 4 of them out. That's all 4 of them out. See, this is where Upheaval Pegasus actually does some work. This is where Upheaval does some work, ladies and gentlemen. Third, heal comes out. So that's a lot of healing going on here. Okay, so he just bashed into my resists. It's a little bit annoying. We're not getting any grade 2s for ourselves either. Let's see what we draw. If we can draw into... I don't even know what I want to draw into here. Because we're not really getting much. Upstream is nice, but it's going to have to swing into a rear, which isn't great either. And I want to be a little bit careful what I put down. So like this could have been a... this would have been a good turn for an upheaval. I'm gonna go for this. It's not great, but at least we have 1 intercept to kind of like fend off attacks for now. It's not great though. He's playing very carefully, so I think this is a person that plays ranked a fair bit. and probably knows how to play against all the decks that are not the friendliest to face off against when you're playing leaders, aka anything with the G's on. Aka every single deck on ladder. We draw into an upstream, which is going to be good for next turn too. There's a lock die, finally. It's a draw. Surprisingly, deleters never had a rank reward, huh? Despite being so important to the story of the series. Alright, am I going to get locked up here? I feel like it's coming. There it is. Oh no, that's Legion. Okay, so the heals are going to go back, and the PG is going to go back. That's annoying. And that also means that all 4 of his resists are out, so he might put some of them back. Nope, 3 heals in the PG. I fully understand that. I fully understand that, especially now that I've pushed it to 4. And those PGs are going to get very important going into the next turn, so... let's see it. The lead comes through, and we lose out on the... oh, is this a locker guy? No, it's a draw 1 on place, okay. Does this have a way to get rid of it, or does this actually stay on board? It does. That stand is also a new card. What does this guy do? There's also a new card. When the boost attack hits a Vanguard, choose if opponent's Vanguard is deleted, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. That's pretty good. He has the locker, of course. So this means I now lack the... I might have to go into Harmonics. I don't know if I do. If he doesn't have a second intercept, then I can still go for a Ragnarok lethal push. Okay, then we're fine. We get a draw. Into a PG, also good. Still good, still good. So we'll have to PG this next swing. Don't have a heal guard in hand, so it's also important information for my opponent. Keeps replenishing his hand, which is kind of annoying, because now if he rewrites over the Legion, he's also still good. I would have attacked Vanguard first, because that way you can still heal at least, but I guess that's not very important for him. Alright, we do not discard. Whoops! Did I just close 0? No. Whoops! Casually clicked something else on my emulator there. I was trying to click the eye icon. So we don't get Chronojet skill, we just swing rear and I guess just Ragnarok him. Yeah, let's just Ragnarok. Alright. But yeah, stands do be attacking Vanguards now though. Crazy. We live in a society. Ooh. See, that's a piece. That's a piece right there. A piece of the puzzle. A piece of the puzzle, Yugi boy. I'm thinking about it. We could call an upstream. We could call an upstream to swing into Van if I do take that out. But it doesn't really make sense because I think we just call the upstream anyway to have double intercept in front row, so he has to like relock them or something. And then we just swing with the Ragnarok and like put the grade 1 back. This stand can stay here for all I care. It really don't matter. I'm assuming he has a PG in hand too. Put the grade 1 away, get the draw, that's cool. Into a heal, that's more defensive options. I'd like to check a heal too though. Still have 2 in deck, so that might come out later. PG does get found, and I think he legioned 1 back earlier too. Okay, we do have our defensive pieces. He goes into Okshi's. The leaders really don't stride yet, huh? I guess there's no point to stride because your G-Zone is very generic. Big Crunch would be pretty nasty though if he does get it. Okay, it's gonna delete, put the stand to Soul. Does he have lockers though? That's the scary part. That's not a locker. Doesn't have Soul to use it either. That's not a locker either. That is also not a locker. Okay, we're fine. We're fine, boys. So far, we're fine. That being said, I don't have a stride fodder, so I need to draw into something here. He whiffs a heal, which is good for me. 1 card in hand. Whiffs again. Still 1 card in hand. That's less heals to be afraid of. Oddly, Chronojet skill is not available. Like, Chronojet skill being unavailable is kind of funny. Until we next stage into it, but I don't have the hand for next stage now, which is a little bit scary. But I think I have to go for it anyway. I think we have to go for next stage anyway, and we have to discard a PG for it. How much CB do I have? 3. That is technically enough for what I want to do. No, we don't. Do I have to discard for this? Stenai. Nextage. Let's do this. Let's do this. Believe in the world. Believe in the world that brought us happiness and joy. Draw into a heal. It's not great. But the grade 3 sticking around is going to help us here. Damn, this game is intense. This game is very intense. Put this back. Countercharge 1. As you can see, the cost is refunded. I think I don't have any... I have 2 draws left, which is actually a pretty high chance of finding it, but I'm not going to gamble like that. I'm not about that life. I am sadly not about that life. Okay. We can swing with this first, I suppose, and then swing with the Nextage to try to kill. That's a blank. That means Chronojet will still hit. That means Chronojet still hits. We get another heal. I can discard triple heal for the cost. We get another draw. So far, so good. Third check, GG. But it's not GG yet. We don't have draws anymore, so we can draw with this safely. Discard 3. Let's go, Nextage! Alright. Use the skill. Go back. Draw 2 into a PG. Swing for 16 and we can drive check safely without decking out unless my opponent heals, in which case I'm gonna be sad. But he does not. And we get the first dub. Very good. Whew. Very good. Yeah. So the leaders still pack a punch even with strides. Like, you have to really give up your stride skill. You have to really give up your stride skill, which is, you know, gotta keep that in mind. But, damn. I know someone above us, so, you know, we get more points in ranked. Very good. Very good. Okay, we're queuing into another game here. So this is going to be against Shadow. So another very common deck on ladder. We're going to mulligan a bit harder to try and find a stride fodder and also resist pieces. Like, against... This is where, like, again, like I said earlier, right? The removal is really important. Because you have to have, like you have to have upstream and resist to fight it. Ooh, is this a... No G-Zone Shadows? Oh, is this really what we're gonna go into after that insane game? A set 1? Well, I even called my starter to the wrong because I'm not used to 8Ks over here. Well, you know what? I'll entertain him and swing with a 14 here. I can early rush. Hey, let's not get cocky, right? Let's not get cocky. Anything can win in Cardfight Vanguard, you know? Never say never, right? Anything can happen in Cardfight Vanguard. You gotta be ready for everything. I don't even think there's a client gacha gamer. I think this is someone that literally booted up the game for the first time since like March 2020, which is pretty insane. Hey, look, he heals. You know, Cardfight Vanguard, Toshiki Kai. Exactly. That's what we're up against here. You gotta respect it. Respect it or get disrespected. Alright. In which case, I'm not as afraid of the rush. Because we can go into a nice Fate Rider. We can teach our opponent all about the G era, right? Look at this. You see this white circle? That's called the resist. It's called the resist. And what you're gonna see next is my ultimate move, Stride. Alright, well, this is literally the ultimate Chad. We go from... How is it that when I'm seriously climbing and streaming ladder, we face nothing but like Bermuda, you know, like Narukami, Kagero, like all these like super meta decks. And then I start recording one of these videos and it's like, oh, PBO. Respect the attempt, that's right. I want this mad lad to use the skill. Use it. You can retire one of my rears. You can kill my Steam Breath. Alright, let's see it. It's a rogue deck, yeah, you wouldn't understand. Us meta dogs wouldn't understand, you know. Are they both crits? They're all crits. Wait, you know what? He could randomly, like, FTK me, you know? You could just use PBD skill. It's not once per turn. Oh my god, he's really doing it. I mean, to be fair, with this board, I would do it too. But hey, my resist is coming in pretty handy, huh? Alright. Damn. Oh, he killed the starter. He knows that I want to time leap into GG. He knows the sauce. He knows the sauce. Alright, well, he will be able to push me to 4 here. To be honest, if he checks 2 crits, I might just die. I straight up might just die. Like, I'm joking around here, but I could just randomly die. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Oh, okay. See? I'm going to 5. He has retire every turn. I could randomly just die. Okay, draw into a heal. Can I draw into a PG, please? I could die. I could randomly lose. You guys don't even know about that. Alright. Let's run it. Let's run it. Sekayo! Fatal Rider! Alright, we can just set up another... Oh, we drew into the GG. That's pretty good. Alright, let's teach you all about spinning. JoJo part 7 over here. Let's use... Speaking of JoJo, let's use GG to draw. Oh, excellent. We can set up double resist column. Ah, but I'm missing a grade 1 then. Ugh. Ugh. I would like to push a bit, but I guess I can just like trade into this so he doesn't have retire. I want to like, just because he's playing a funny deck, you know, that's super outdated. You don't disrespect people. Like especially when I was younger, I would always go like, oh, okay, easy. This is gonna be an easy match, you know. Like I'm playing against, like, I don't know, trial deck, easy match. They sack double crit. They have the new player buff. They got new player buff or like returning player buff, and they just sack you when you die. Like it's that easy, right? You can't disrespect the newcomers. You can't disrespect people playing with like weird looking decks. You're gonna get got. You're gonna get got. Get got. Alright. Push him to 4, good enough. This is Ragnarok's range. Alright. It's time. Get got. Exactly. Okay. This is Maka. Not Tartu, it's actually Maka. Oh, but he overcalls this. You gotta call something over it first. Oh no, he's just gonna... Okay, he's not using PBD this turn, okay. He actually needs to call a booster, alright. He did it. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things about Vanguard, right? It's like, you can't... It's not like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, you know, you Ash Blossom this, negate this, and then you're good, right? You gotta always be on your toes. Alright. Gonna heal guard that. Double PG was checked, so I'm feeling pretty good about this Ragnarok here. I know I'm gonna get some shit for this match, but honestly, the first game was such a nail-biter that I think it's fine to relax a little bit with this very funny feature. Very funny feature is what we're gonna call it. Draw into another PG. Excellent. Alright. CB1, put that to the bottom. And that is, my friend, what Modern Zero looks like. Please pick up... You can literally pick up the majority of this deck for free with an SD medal as a new player. I implore you, mein Freund. Do it. Should I just swing for these first? I feel like he might have a PG. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he has a PG. And I'm also gonna put the PBD back. As a sign of, you know, I respect the crits. I respect the crits. Damn, triple nothing. He does have the PG, see? I told you he has it. Checks defensive, nope. Alright, he might have a second one. Alright, buddy. He does! Alright. Good. He's still alive. He's still alive. You see this? Not bad. Not bad. Alright. What is going to be the choice? Do you have Cross Ride? Cross Ride does have like the annoying... Oh no, he went to main phase, okay. I'm gonna have to sack a little bit here, buddy. Sack a little bit, and you got it. You'll be good. You got this, champ. No, why is he swinging? He could have swung into... Well, I guess, yeah, he has to do that anyway. Okay, understandable. Optic Stride Fodder. Alright, do I just go next stage? Discard my whole hand? I feel like I will. Let's go. Let's just show him some cool cards. Get him hooked on Gear Chronicle, you know? That's my job as content creator, man. I'm here to make people want to look at all the cool things that the game has to offer, you know? All the cool things the game has to offer. Alright, so we can call out an upstream, call out a Chronojet, and swing with the Chronojet for lethal! Alright, that'll be game. To be honest, the first PBD turn, I actually was a little bit worried. I was like, damn, I have no PGs. If he literally goes PBD, sacks to crits, I die. I would have actually died there. I almost wanted that to happen. That would have been a funny outcome. But I think You got game one was a very good was a bully's old player. What do you mean? What am I supposed to just concede? It was he had us sweating for a second, you know. When I saw the crits, I was like, hold up, this man's packing a punch. But yeah, there you go, guys. This is Nextage, post Nextage gears. It's really fun. It's, you know, as you saw, like in the deleter game, everything has a purpose. Everything has a like, except for the like one of grade 3. This literally has no purpose other than to be discarded for stride, which is still a purpose, to be honest. But yeah, it's you know, everything in the deck has a purpose. It's a nice, well-oiled machine right now. And when Time Leap comes, it will be a very different and much better oiled machine. If anything is going to be Lambo, it's going to be a Lambo, and it's going to be running pretty smooth. So yeah, this is Gears. Give it a try. It's very fun, and that's going to be it. So if you liked the video, please give it a like. You know, pour one out for the set 4 Shadow Paladin mains. I'm sure he can open up some packs of set 3 and 4. Get himself some Aura Geysers, maybe a PvD break ride, and it's going to be a great time. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Give a like to the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe as well. We're trying to reach that 50k, so I'm always going to be asking until we do. But otherwise, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.